Hello, my name is Rachel Miller, a field and forage crops educator with Penn State Extension. In this video, we will talk about manure analyses, the importance and how to take samples. Manure is a valuable source of nutrients, but to maximize economic benefit, reduce fertilizer costs, and avoid negative environmental impact from over-application, it should be tested to determine the amount of nutrients. Unlike fertilizers, nutrient content in manure can vary widely. From farm to farm, manure sources differ, coming from cows, chickens, swine, and so on. Based on these different animal sources, manure varies in form, from solids to semi-solids to liquids. Even within the same farming operation, such as a dairy farm, the manure nutrient content can differ. Feeding programs, feed quality, type and amount of bedding, amount of rain or wash water, and manure storage, handling, and application all affect what nutrients are available to the animals and what will come out of the back end. While book values can be a good starting point, proper sampling and analysis is the only way to obtain farm-specific manure nutrient content values and avoid over and under application of nutrients. There are two critical aspects of sampling: the time of sampling and the method of sampling. To obtain an analysis that will be accurate and beneficial, samples should represent the manure that will be spread in the field. From the time between manure storage to application, many factors affect a change in nutrient content, such as how the manure is managed, seasonal variations in weather, how the manure is applied, and the weather conditions during and after application. Sampling during loading or field application can minimize the change in nutrient content due to those time-related changes and more accurately measure the nutrients that are applied. In storage, manure may settle or vary throughout a stack or pile. By taking multiple samples throughout loading or application, non-uniformity can be avoided, and a more representative sample can be taken. In addition to reducing the complexity of sampling at this time is safer, reducing the risk of falling in or being overcome by lethal gases. One disadvantage of sampling at loading or the time of application is that analysis results would not be available to calculate optimal application rates for that time. However, it is recommended that application rates be based on running nutrient content averages or baseline values. To obtain these average values, each manure group should be sampled annually for 3 to 5 years. After the initial period of sampling, manure can be sampled periodically to monitor nutrient values. As long as no significant changes are made in the production system, such as changes in feeding programs, manure storage, or manure handling, nutrient content should remain fairly consistent. Generally, the best method of taking samples is to take composite samples, or taking multiple samples throughout loading or application and combining it. When choosing tools, use clean steel or plastic. Several samples of manure can be taken during loading or application using those shovels, scoops, or cups, and combining it into a bucket. After mixing the manure in the bucket, a smaller subset of a liquid sample can be placed in a plastic bottle, or a more solid sample can be placed in a heavy-duty Ziploc bag. Avoid using tools in containers that are galvanized or glass. For more detailed sampling procedure, it is best to look at the requirements of the lab testing the manure. When selecting a lab, there are a few things to consider. What manure analysis do they do? How do they handle the sample? How long does it take to get the results back? And of course, the cost. There are several options in the northeastern region. We are going to take a look at Penn State's Ag Analytical Lab. Going to their website, you can see in the left-hand column that they offer manure testing. Penn State's Ag Analytical Lab is certified for manure testing and has been since 2009. They offer 2 standard manure tests as well as optional and individual analyses. Submitting your samples is easy, and the submission form can be found online. Try to complete this form as accurately as possible. Manure sampling procedures and submission preferences may differ based on the testing lab. Be sure to review sampling procedures before sending the samples. As previously described, samples should be representative of the manure that is applied to the field. Penn State suggests taking multiple samples throughout loading or application in a bucket. Next, the manure should be mixed in the bucket using a shovel, scoop, or cup. After the manure is thoroughly mixed, use the scoop or cup to fill a plastic container or heavy-duty Ziploc bag with approximately 2 cups of manure and leave a ½ inch of airspace. Seal the sample and make sure the container or bag is labeled. Place the labeled manure sample securely in a box along with a submission form and a form of payment. Send the packaged box directly to the lab as soon as possible. The Ag Analytical Lab does offer a manure testing kit that includes a labeled plastic container, a submission form, and a box labeled with the mailing address. These kits can be picked up at your local county extension office or directly from the lab. For more information and to contact local educators and experts, please visit our website,